Making her story. Jennifer Jones is Rotary International's first ever female president. We get to know her and her vision for the organization right here on The Final Word from Ontario all the way to Manila. Jennifer, congratulations.
Well, thank you, Rico, and thank you for having me on the program.
We're indeed very proud that you are the first female president of Rotary International. What does this mean to you for women empowerment and for Rotary over the next year?
Well, for our organization, it's been 117 years of history, and so the opportunity to step forward as our first female president, it's an honor and a privilege, but it's one that I hope opens doors and breaks down barriers for the organization. We've been perceived, perhaps stereotyped as elitist, male-centric.
Male-dominated.
Male-dominated,
Yes.
and so the opportunity now to raise the eye line of the world to the fact that women are a very big part of our organization and providing leadership now at all levels.
And you are on a whirlwind trip of Asia. You just came from Tokyo. After the Philippines, you go to Dubai, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and other countries. What is your message for all the Rotary clubs that you are visiting?
Well, we call ourselves people of action, and quite honestly, for those who don't really know us well, we're community leaders and problem solvers. And so the opportunity for me to be able to go and hopefully inspire and motivate our members to do their very best, to look at how we can solve the world's most pressing challenges. And we do it because we unite diverse perspective together. We don't look at things through one lens. We bring a tapestry of people together, and that's how we can tackle things, sometimes even unlike government.
And of course, we are facing a lot of challenges over the past 2.5 years. You not just have the pandemic, and then after that, it was a double whammy. You had the Russia-Ukraine war, which led to higher prices, inflation, weak currencies against the US dollar. But you always say there is a silver lining. And what is that?
Well, for our members, you know, I like to say that when the world stepped down, we stepped up. And so with regard to the pandemic, our members, even while we all had to be in isolation in every single corner of the world, we're making sure that PPE and ventilators and food scarcity issues were being dealt with. With the crisis, the war in Ukraine, within 6 weeks, we raised $15 million, which has gone straight to the front lines. And we continue to now look at how do we rebuild communities there as some of them are becoming more stable in this environment. Our number one corporate priority is the eradication of polio. And we learned so much of how we were able to take what we know from the public health infrastructure we've created and apply that to the coronavirus for surveillance and contact tracing and being able to deal with other illnesses in real time. So we're busy out there doing work, and even though there's a lot going on, I like to believe that our organization provides hope and stability.
And what unique initiatives will you be introducing during your one-year term?
So there's a plethora of things that we do. We actually align ourselves behind what we call 7 areas of focus, and they align directly with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, meaning that all of us should be rowing in the same direction to solve the critical problems of the world, the environment, water issues, literacy. There's so much.
It's never ending.
Peace development, exactly. So really one of the primary things I'm doing is actually taking top-tier journalists and social media influencers, celebrities, notables to different areas of our world where our members are doing large-scale, impactful programs that highlight the work that we're doing, because we talk to ourselves a lot about what we do, but the rest of the world needs to understand that we truly are digging into some of the most pressing issues and solving them in real time.
And of course, before you became Rotary International president, you are a media practitioner. You should be here in this seat conducting the interview. But of course, this pandemic, Jennifer, has triggered a digital acceleration, especially in media. This too has triggered an acceleration of fake news and misinformation. How do we deal with this, and how can this be resolved?
Well, I think that one of the things that we need to do is take the best from the worst. And so when we think of the ability for us to connect through virtual platforms and different channels, it's opened up opportunities unlike any other time in our history. It's nothing to be able to, even on a broadcast like tonight or in a meeting like we had yesterday, bring in people from all varying points in the world.
Right.
And so that ability to connect in real time, it gives us the opportunity to see actual people reporting from a situation where we can break down fake news and see reality. We can hear, instead of having to go someplace and learn about what's happening, we can talk with someone. And for us, with 1.4 million members around the world in more than 200 countries and geographical areas, when something happens in a part of the world, we know someone there. It's our family. You can name a country, I can tell you a Rotarian or a Rotaract member, one of our younger members. And because of that, we have an integrity in the way that we are able to communicate with each other. And because of that, we trust the kind of information that we receive in real time from each other.
And of course, you've already been here for the past 3 days and you've already met more than 1,000 Rotary Club members. There are about 500 Rotary Clubs here in the Philippines with 28,000 members. Yes. How can there be more synergy between the local Rotary Clubs and Rotary International?
Well, one of the things that is important to me is to be able to meet with some of our leaders, and at all different levels. We have Rotary clubs, and then we break into districts. And so the 10 district governors from this region of the world, from this country, all collected yesterday, and it's a chance to be able to make sure that we're celebrating each other's victories, discussing where we have things that we can improve, but more than anything, looking to how we build toward a future together. And so it's been wonderful to be able to support the leadership here in country.
And this is your first time in the Philippines. What are your observations?
Well, you know what? It's hard to say one favorite thing, but the most obvious is the people and the electricity, the excitement, and quite candidly, the concern for their fellow humans across every part of the country that we've been able to see so far, making sure that we're taking care of everyone from the youngest to the oldest and everyone in between.
And being a media practitioner from an award-winning company and a storyteller, if you were engaged by the Department of Tourism to be its chief media consultant, what would you suggest as a unique selling proposition for potential, maybe Canadians, Americans, Europeans, and other Asians to come here to the Philippines?
Well, I think that when we arrived, we received an incredibly warm welcome. And I know that's not just because our Rotary family was embracing us. I know that that's the kind of reception that I've received from anyone while I walk into a hotel, into a restaurant. There is a genuine sense of kindness and compassion. And you don't find that in every single corner of the world. And this is
Filipinos love to smile and welcome you with open arms.
Yes, and I have found that to be incredibly true.
And of course, a lot of people join the Rotary Club when they're at a certain age, right? I mean, usually 30s, 40s, or 50s when you are professionals. What would be your pitch for the Gen Zers or the millennials to join Rotary Club, that it's not just for professionals?
Well, we do want people of excellence, and it's an invitation organization. And so we're looking for people of all ages because, you know, it doesn't, just because you're 25 doesn't mean that, you know, you don't have something to offer that someone 45, 65, 85 has to offer. And I think for younger members that we're looking to attract to our organization, they're very cause-based and they want to do something quick. They see an issue, they want to get on it, and they want to move on and tackle the next thing. For us, the most important message that I have for our members is ensuring that our clubs are warm and welcoming, inclusive, and giving people meaningful opportunities for contribution, to be able to get our hands into service and to share friendship and fellowship with each other.
Just listening to you, Jennifer, you deserve another term as Rotary International President. Is there a re-election?
There is not, but the next two leaders have already been selected, and they're brilliant.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
For being the first female Rotary International President. We are indeed proud of you.
Well, thank you, Rico, and thank you for the time tonight.
Jennifer Jones, Rotary International President.